What's up everybody, it's Man of Low Moral Fiber here. My name's Luke, and in this video I'll be running through Heroes Pass at Overpower level 8 using Melee Zero. As some of you might remember, I uploaded a Melee Zero run through Heroes Pass back in January. So it was a little over 3 months ago, but that's not too awful long. But I wanted to go ahead and redo this video because I had mistakenly thought the oldest video I had up on YouTube was a run through Heroes Pass at level 61 using Melee Zero. I was mistaken though. The oldest video that I have on YouTube is a run through the Rush Yards, which is a map from the first campaign DLC from Borderlands 2. Now, the Heroes Pass run that I was thinking of is in my first handful of videos. I think it's like my 5th or 6th video uploaded or something. And I think it was my first video to hit 5,000 or so views as well. So that's why I guess I was remembering it as kind of important, you know, and back then the game was a lot different. The highest you could get was level 61, and you did not have access to Boar with a standard melee build at level 61. Now at level 72 we can access Boar, and because of that I use the Pimpernel a lot more. I wasn't using it at all back then almost a year ago. Which brings me to my next point. I've been YouTubing for almost a year now. My oldest video was uploaded on April the 18th, I believe, and so that's just about a week away now. And that's why I had wanted to remake this video. I thought the oldest video I had done was a Heroes Pass run, and so I was going to make that for, you know, the year anniversary of uploading videos to YouTube. However, once I had looked through my old uploads, I realized that was that Rush Yards video. And so I figured, you know what, I'll go ahead and upload this video today. I know it's only been about 3 months since a Heroes Pass run, but I do really enjoy Heroes Pass, and this run is a little bit better than the other run I had uploaded at Overpower level 8. It goes a little smoother, we go a little bit faster, and play a little bit more aggressively than I did in that other video. It works out really well. We're able to get through, you know, the whole map without ever going down, which is what I usually shoot for when I'm, you know, doing mobbing for fun. Now this area here is one of the real pinch points in the map. It's one of the more difficult sections, if you're not well equipped for it anyway. There are going to be a lot of rocket, gun, and explode loaders that all spawn in this little area, with this gap that you have to jump. Before I had Boar and the Pimpernels, I would usually just run over here, jump the gap, and try to get a mini-mus fall chain on all those rocket loaders and gun loaders, and then use melee spam if I had to recover health or fell out of my mini-mus fall chain. It was a lot easier to score mini-mus fall chains back then though, and I would usually be able to round up all of these enemies in 1 or 2 mini-mus fall chains without being in too much danger. Now that Overpower level 8 has, you know, been implemented though, those snipers with their, not just corrosive, but any damage over time can be very, very dangerous, and you have to watch out for those guys, as well as the exploders and rocket loaders that can jump across. Obviously, if the rocket loaders spawn with a certain rocket launcher, such as an E-Tech launcher, they are much more offensively dangerous, and you'll have to watch out for those guys. The Hyperion Predators that spawn with E-Tech launchers are, you know, arguably even worse than the rocket loaders because they move around a lot quicker. However, they do not have anywhere near the health that the RPG loaders have, so, you know, there's kind of a trade-off there. Now here we're getting to one of the more, or the second major pinch point in the map, I guess. This is the area where the first constructor spawns. This is one of the reasons I kind of like this map. It's pretty difficult, and it gives you a variety of situations that you don't find in too many other places in the game. That constructor is in a very hard spot for Melee Zero to get up to. What I used to do is run up along the columns that are kind of supporting that little roof there and go up and try to get a good critical execute, you know, at the end of my deception there. And that would usually one-hit the constructor or put him, you know, in killing blow range where I'd kill him with the next melee stab. Now, though, at Overpower levels, I don't usually jump up there right away. I use my Pimpernel to go ahead and weaken him if I'm going to go up there and execute him at all. A lot of times, like this time, I just finish him off with the Pimpernel because I find that to be a lot safer and easier to, you know, pull off. I do go ahead and try to get kunai on him, though, when available, because that 80% damage boost will help you kill him a lot quicker with the Pimpernel. It's very easy to get Pimpernel sweet spot critical hits using or on a constructor, I should say. And because of that, I usually don't bother with trying to execute those guys perfectly anymore. Now that we have access to Boar, it just, you know, is a little bit outdated of a strategy to force yourself to try to get a perfect Counter-Strike boosted hit on those constructors when you can just easily, you know, Pimpernel them. Obviously, if you're playing more balls to the wall, the execute with melee from full health to dead constructor is very, very satisfying. However, like I said, the Pimpernel version, or the Pimpernel strategy, is just easier and more repeatable. So that's why I choose to do it. You have to watch out for these Hyperion guys that spawn in this area too. If they spawn with damage over time snipers or SMGs, you can really be in for some trouble there. Or, like this guy, if they're a Hyperion Predator, you have to really watch out for those rockets they have. Definitely make use of your deception to sneak up on these rocket launcher guys. They're called Hyperion Predators. You need to prioritize those dudes very high, because they'll sneak up on you and really ruin your day. I'm going to go back here and kill some of these enemies. Enemies often populate back here after you've killed the constructor. They would, you know, populate back here before the constructor, I guess, theoretically, if you were moving slow enough. However, I'm usually coming at such a speed that I get to the constructor before all of these enemies are actually spawned in. A lot of times I skip these enemies. Right now I'm going to go back and kill these guys though, because it's not too difficult to get the Pimpernel sweet spots on these loaders. You can always use deception to get rid of exploders very easily. Just make sure that you're far enough away from the blast and they won't really cause any problems for you. There are certain enemies and things in the game though that can still track you while you're in deception, such as Saturn's little surveyors or suicide surveyors that he has. Those things are awfully aggravating. And when playing in Digistruct Peak, that is one of the things that often irritates me. If I throw my decoy, those surveyors should go after the decoy as opposed to myself in cloaked mode. However, it's a minor annoyance, and I definitely have ways to get past Saturn. Now we're through this second major section of the map. Kind of divide this map into four, you know, equal parts. You have the first part there, and then that takes you up to the bridge where you have to jump across, and then you have that big old area with the constructor there and those Hyperion dudes that spawn behind him or in front of him, I guess, depending on which way you're looking, and then the loaders that spawn opposite side of all of those Hyperion personnel. And that can create, you know, kind of a difficult situation there. Here is the third major section of this map. There's going to be multiple warloaders that are on this lower platform, 2 of them always, in fact. And then there will also be rocket loaders that come and spawn in, as well as an ultimate badass loader that will spawn when you kill the first warloader. And so you'll have to really watch out in this little area. The enemies have a vast amount of firepower. And what I like to do is go ahead and stay back a little bit and kill these loaders with Pimpernels. Prioritize those high fire rate and rocket loaders because they are the most dangerous even from a distance. What I need to do here is kill the ultimate badass loader because he isn't a guaranteed one-hit execute from full health unless you have perfect form. And now that I've killed that guy, oh, excuse me, I had to sneeze there. I apologize for that, guys. Now that I've killed that guy, I will go ahead, kill the warloader, and then rush in there and finish off the Hyperion dudes with my melee. Now, you know, I'm playing melee Zer0 here, but I do make excessive use of the Pimpernel, and that's because the Pimpernel with Boar is, you know, very, very potent. And I feel silly just kind of leaving that option on the table, I guess. So now my melee Zer0 is, you know, always equipped with these Pimpernels because I find them very helpful. One thing I find very aggravating is sometimes you cannot execute these Hyperion cloaky dudes when they're in cloak. And that is, it just doesn't make sense. It's inconsistent that it happens because most of the time it doesn't happen. And it's just a major aggravation that I have. We're getting very close to the end of the map now. This is the last quarter of the map. It's a big open area with several loaders that spawn and then a constructor, ultimate badass level, or super badass, excuse me, that spams rockets. However, these super badass constructors are very easy to deal damage to using the Pimpernel and Boar. Now that I've got the constructor in killing blow range, I'll go ahead, strip my shield, and get a good execute on him to finish him off. We have just one more enemy up here. Nope, looks like we finished him off, or we just ran past him. He's not there anymore, at least. Not that I saw. Anyways, guys, I thank you very much for watching. I do appreciate it. I will be sure to show you my gear and skill build that I used for this video right now. And if you haven't yet, please take the time to subscribe. I'd appreciate that as well. Otherwise, I thank you very much for watching. And look forward to the remake of the rush yards that I do, because that was actually the first video I uploaded. Hope to catch you next time. Bye, guys.